What are we going? I'll open us up. I don't like that it's saying our names. I'll have to cover that up if need be. Hey guys, welcome back to Square Box Games, and today we've got something fun. Ryan and I are both here. Uh, Fantasy Flight has announced the Jump to Lightspeed edition, or Jump to Lightspeed set for Star Wars Unlimited, and we finally got our first kind of meaty article about it. So, Ryan, let's talk about it, hey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I
So
do. I know I'm excited for this set because, you know, it's just a few days old, and we're getting some space stuff. We've had a lot of ground units, a lot of ground focus up to this
Mhm.
point, which has been really fun. But I think I'm excited to see some of the new mechanics. I mean, obviously with the title, it lends itself to focusing on the space arena, I hope.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Well,
that's going to be exciting.
nice. Well, I'll pull up the article here and I will attach this article. I'll link it in our description down below,
Cool.
which is conveniently located next to the like button and the subscribe button. Hint,
That's
hint,
right.
hit those. All right. So here's the article. Jump the Light Speed's the name of it. I'm not gonna read this. Ryan and I have both already read this. You guys can read it for yourselves, but we'll just kind of give you a highlight of what's going on. Jump the Light Speed is the name of the set. It is obviously going to be focused more on the space units than the emphasis we've had on the last three sets on ground units. And we were revealing both of the leaders. Now, they have said there's not a two-player starter set, Ryan, like there have been in the past. They're doing what's called spotlight decks. They're basically taking
Mhm.
the starter set, splitting them off. You can buy either the Boba Fett deck or the Han Solo deck. They are going to have their unique cards in them. I think they said there's like five unique cards in each one, kind of like the other ones, the other starter sets
Yeah,
we've had, but they're going to be a mixture of cards from like all the previous sets. So it's not 100% cards just from this new set, but it is going to be the only way I think at retail to get the two leaders, just like
hmm
it kind of has been with the starter sets. So yeah, what do you think? Boba Fett and
yeah,
Han Solo.
yeah. Honestly, I mean, you couldn't have picked two better leaders for the space introduction. I mean, they're both excellent pilots. They both have like some of the coolest ships, I think, in the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good election, even though we already have kind of a lot of Boba and Hans. I mean,
I was about to
what do we
say
have at least
these
two?
are the third iterations of leaders of both of these characters already, just in the fourth
Yeah,
set. I mean, I'm not going to argue about having more options for
no.
Boba Fett, but oh yeah, let's take a look at Boba Fett himself. And I'll blow this up maybe on editing. So Boba Fett here, he's going to be red and black, underworld bounty hunter and pilot now. That's the new keyword is pilot. So you can
hmm
see on his leader side that starts off when you deal non-combat damage, you can exhaust this leader. If you do, deal one indirect damage to a player. That player assigns one unpreventable damage among their base and units. One thing I want to bring up about that before we get further, do you think unpreventable would avoid or bypass shields? Like that damage has to happen, or it's just they can't negate it with other kind of card effects?
I hadn't even thought of that until just now. I definitely think it's going to be card effects can't prevent it, right? I know the indirect damage is a new mechanic, so we're probably going to get some deeper explanation on that. But yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure if it would not just knock off a shield. I assume it would, but would it still do the damage is the question.
Being a former Destiny player and Destiny kind of being the protege to this game, they did introduce indirect damage in that game as well a few sets in, and it was basically one damage that the defender gets to choose where it goes. It has to happen, but
Okay.
the defender gets to choose. Otherwise, all the normal rules applied. I would imagine it's going to be something similar.
Yeah.
But here's the twist on the new units. Epic action. If you control six or more resources, choose one. Deploy this leader, or deploy this leader as an upgrade on a friendly vehicle without a pilot on it. And you can
hmm
see on his other side here, you look at the top half, that's basically what his unit card would be, the four attack, seven defense. But then if he is attached as an upgrade instead, he's still the leader unit. But when deployed as an upgrade, deal up to 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of units, and he's get +4 to +4 to whatever vehicle he's on.
Mhm.
So it's not purely a space unit. You can have him, you can see it's still a ground unit if you want. So how
Yeah.
do you feel about that flexibility versus just straight being a space unit?
So I like that. I can see the possibility for using that as an advantage early on. You know, you've got some sort of vehicle out, you add and boost that vehicle with your leader, or have a heavy unit later in the game and you really tank it up. I like that flexibility. I think it's pretty cool. I think it gives options, right? If like, hey, I got this particular vehicle, I've already got it out. Like, let me just bolster it. You don't have your vehicle, just run the unit as, standalone. So I like it. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think I don't care as much about the Clone Wars era. I mean, I got nothing against it. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah,
I
same.
this set, like I'm pumped for this set. I'm going all in on this one, especially with what I see. So it goes on to show that leaders aren't the only units that have this kind of ability. Here's Bosk, a very small version, but you can see that he's got that same ability. So you're gonna
Hmm.
have non-leader units that can also do the same thing. You can see you can pay 4 for Bosk just to come out, and he's got his 4 attack, 4 defense, or you can pay the piloting skill, which is a different cost. It's not an addition, it's an either or as an up to put him on as an upgrade. So you're going to see a lot more flexibility on cards, which I like a lot. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. And they mentioned this in the article, but as soon as I saw how the mechanic worked, I was like, oh, this reminds me of Smuggle, just giving you those options to be able to do whatever you need with a card, use it more than one way. So I like that for Tiny Boss. I think that's cool.
And the other thing I like, I guess to a degree, it lets decks be more flexible during the game. Because what
Yeah.
I've seen a lot, especially with these last few sets, is the emphasis on ground units. I just love space stuff more, so I tend to put more space units into my decks, and I
Hmm.
can generally steamroll a little more towards the base on the space side, and I may be lacking a little bit on the ground. But this lets you kind of respond to your opponent's deck. If you realize that your opponent is playing a little more space units, you can deploy your unit as a space unit. But hey, maybe you're okay in space and you're a little lacking in the ground unit. Just make that unit a ground unit. So I think this is going to be really good for the, I guess, balance of the game
Yeah.
during the actual game, not just for deck building, but during the actual game you can respond. I think this is a really good addition. So let's
Yeah.
take a look at Han. So not my favorite art, but action. Reveal the top card of your deck, then attack with a unit. If the revealed card and that unit have different odd costs, that unit gets +1 attack for the attack. What do you think?
Yeah. So I think they're sort of playing off of like Han's taking chances, right?
Yeah, I
And in
mean,
fact,
never tell me the odds is the
yeah.
yeah.
So, just that idea. It's not my favorite style of play, but I think it'll be interesting to give it a try. Just because, I'm more calculated. I feel like not as much of a risk taker. So just
Hmm.
kind of throwing caution to the wind might be a fun way to get out of my comfort zone. But I think it could definitely work in your favor.
Yeah. So as his epic actions, when he deploys, he's either a 3/7 with no ability or a +3/+4 with when you deploy this as an upgrade for each friendly unit or upgrade that has an odd cost ready resource. That right there sells it for me. If just with
Yeah,
this other stuff, I'm like, nah, I don't care about that like randomized deck building. The fact that, I mean, you're going to build a deck with probably all odd costs for this leader. So when
yeah,
you deploy him, each friendly unit or upgrade that has an odd cost ready resource. Basically, if you've got a few units out, you're going to get a whole nother turn of resources on your opponent on this. So
yeah,
this is a super powerful ability if played right.
absolutely.
And I'm like, well, that kind of actually makes me excited for him. If it wasn't for that, I'd be like, this guy's going to be a dud, put him in bottom tier. But this has the
Yeah.
potential to make him, I think, pretty competitive.
Yeah, it can absolutely, if you build your deck right, swing the game whenever you bring him out. I mean, like you said, you're basically getting a whole nother turn if you play it right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the article goes through, it shows a few more uh cards. I'm not gonna, we don't need to sit here and talk about them. You guys can look them up
Mhm.
for yourselves. But the other big thing that gets revealed to us, which we knew was coming, or what are they called? The Carbonite Edition booster
Yeah,
packs.
Carbonite
We knew
boosters.
there was going to be a higher tier premium booster pack, kind of like Magic has done with its collector boosters. Only, as we've talked about before, Fantasy Flight is doing a great job at making sure they are balancing the collector's market and the people that actually play the game. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about these packs? I'll let you take the lead on this section.
Yeah, so the first thing I think that's really cool about this is, they have it in bold there. No unique cards will ever be exclusive to the Carbonite stuff. And that's great for people who want to play the game, right? You're not paywalled behind this, but for those that want to collect and have the cool art, um, I think every art has some, or every card has some sort of alternate art in their multiple foils. Where right now, like, if you're opening a pack and you're hoping to get like a hyperspace or a showcase or something like that, the chances are a lot lower, but you're going to be able to use everything and play with it. This is geared more towards the collector. But I just think it's really cool to see them focusing on, yes, we, like you said, that balance of, hey, we're going to give the collector something to get excited about here. They can get that premium art. They can get those very unique looking cards, but we're not going to make you go out and buy these to get that, that heavy hitting unit card, or some super awesome upgrade. You're still going to be able to achieve that with the lower deck. So I'm excited because while I'm not really a collector, I do like getting those cool alternate arts. I like getting, the hyperspace stuff. I think those are really cool. And so I'll probably pick up a couple of these, every time I go to buy something. Like it's going to be neat to see what they have inside.
Yeah, there's one thing is concerning for me on this. Okay, well, first off, so every card is going to have some sort of alternate aesthetic. So it's either going to be a hyperspace, a foil, or a hyperspace foil. But nothing, like you said, there's no mechanically unique cards. It's just alternate art.
Mhm.
One is going to be, which we can theorize here in a minute, how much are these packs going to cost? Like, how much of an upcharge are there? But the biggest thing that I did not like out of this was they said this Carbonite edition is a limited run. It's not
That's
like the
right. Yeah.
booster packs where they can reprint more. So I think especially for this first set, you're going to see a lot of scalpers and a lot of, collectors grab all these, pay top dollar for them because they are
Mhm.
a limited supply, and then hoard them or try to scalp them online on eBay or something like that. And I
Yeah.
think the average player is not going to get one of these packs. I'm calling it. I don't think there's going to, I don't know how much of a reprint run they're going to do, but they said they're not reprinting these. That whatever they've made, they're going to do that, and then that's all of those. And I
Mhm.
don't like that at all.
Yeah, I do think it makes it difficult because we saw that kind of like when the sets first launched. Like I had a really hard time finding stuff, and fortunately they've reprinted things. But yeah, with this, it's like, hey, if you were someone that was into the collecting side, like man, you're going to be fighting tooth and nail for this kind of thing. Um, but like I said, I think that even shows more of an emphasis on it's smart of them not to like lock mechanics behind this,
Oh yeah.
um, because they're going to be difficult to get. But yeah, that is something that is concerning, just because we've already seen that this game is popular and that people want to play it, and people are going to go after this stuff like sharks with blood in the water
In space.
in
Space
space,
sharks.
space sharks, tiny
Um,
boss.
yeah, I am not optimistic that I will ever see one of these packs in stores with the ability for me to buy it. And that's
Mhm.
as a fan of Star Wars, as a fan of this game, mechanically and collecting wise, I don't think that's good. I'm not looking forward to that. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they will have a large print run of this, even though they said it's only a certain amount. They haven't stated that amount. But here's the other
Mhm.
thing. How much are these packs going to cost? What do you think?
So what's like average around like 5, $6 for a booster?
I think MSRP is like $5 for your regular booster pack. And looking at Magic, I'm just using that as a comparative. Magic packs are like 5 or 6 bucks for a regular, and then a collector's version is $30 for
Yeah, I was gonna
single
say
pack.
probably 25, $30 for
Yeah.
this.
I I'm not gonna pay $25 for one of these packs. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
If it was 10, maybe 15, I'd be willing to. But like more than $1 a card just for alternate art, I don't know. But then again, I'm probably not even gonna have the opportunity to, so I guess it doesn't matter. There are people that will pay that price, and I think that's what these packs are for. But
Yeah.
uh cool addition to the game. I'm glad that they're doing stuff like this,
Hmm.
I feel like compared to other games, like I play Lorcana as well, and I don't play it as much because I think they pushed out too much too fast. Lorcana
Hmm.
has like 4 or 5 sets a year or something like that. And I feel like as soon as I get packs for one set, it's like, hey, the next set's coming out. And I
Yeah.
know this has been shown not too long after Twilight of the Republic came out, but I feel like the 3 sets a year is a good pace, and I think they're doing a good job at
Yeah.
slowly introducing new things each set, not overwhelming. It's enough to keep people in, especially in these first few years as the game is learning what it's going to become, and we'll see how long it lasts, but they're also not flooding it with too much stuff.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with the pace that they've got, especially when we were trying to, get packs in the very beginning, get things off the ground. It gives enough time for you to get used to the meta of that set and then get excited about something, coming down the pipeline and sort of see how that might build off of what you currently have.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm like you. I think they're doing a good job here. I don't know about ever getting a hold of one of these packs unless like I just find it at some random store. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited for this set. I want to see more ships. That's something that I'm always hopeful for is more ships.
Oh
And
yeah.
so I think the piloting mechanic's going to be cool. So
Okay.
excited for this.
But before we end this, you can see right here, there's Hera and Thrawn. Those two are obviously going to be two more leaders for this pack. So we
Mhm.
have Boba Fett, Han Solo, Hera, Grand Admiral Thrawn. I didn't even prep you for this. Give me two more leaders you think are going to be in this set.
Well, so that's mostly like New Republic, original trilogy kind of era. So I'm gonna say we might get maybe Mando and
Din Djarin.
yeah,
Okay.
and I honestly I'd love to see a pilot Vader. He's probably my favorite pilot in the whole
Okay. So
whole
you're going to
series.
say
But
we're going to see Mando and Pilot Vader. I'm going to say we're going to see Wedge.
okay, yeah, that's a good one.
And let me pick a dark side one here. We've seen a Bosk unit card. And we've already have a Bosk leader. I'm gonna say we end up with a Bosk pilot in this.
I think so.
And we're gonna see the Houndstooth as a actual card. I think there may be the generic of that ship. I can't remember if that's a card. Let me know if that's a card in the comments. I don't think we actually have the Houndstooth, but there's like the generic version. Like there's a generic. You know what? I'm gonna call this. This is my want that's not gonna happen. Dash Rendar. We get
I
Dash
was
Rendar
just gonna
leader.
say that. I was just gonna say
We
that
get the
with the
Outrider,
Outrider.
not
Yeah,
like Desperado Freighter. We
Desperado
get
fight.
the Outrider. I'm calling
Yeah,
it. We get
yeah.
Dash Rendar in this set. Might as well say Kyle Katarn as well.
You know what, Kyle? Moldy Crow,
Yeah.
Raven's Claw, all of
That,
that.
yeah. My wish is Dash Rendar. Realistically, I'm going to say Wedge and Bosk are going to be two more of the leaders we get. So we'll see. Let us know down below what leaders you think we're going to have in this. Are we going to be right? Are we going to get Mando and Vader and all them? Yeah, just let us know what you think. I want to see what gets the most comments and who the most wanted pilots are going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what is it, March? We're looking at probably
I
mid-March for when this coming
think
out.
so.
So still enough time to enjoy those new Twilight of the Republic decks you guys have been building. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about this. Are you excited about the pilots? Are you more excited about maybe seeing prequel era pilots or sequel era? Or are you? I think the sets. What I've seen from most of the sets is here's one trilogy, one era, mainly
Yeah,
with some sprinkles here and there of other stuff. So we'll probably get like a Ray pilot or something in this, and probably an Anakin pilot or something like that. But it looks like the emphasis on this is OT for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think. And remember that little like and subscribe button I mentioned? You should just go ahead and hit those. That'd be great. Hit the
Go ahead, Jeff.
subscribe button, hit the like
Rub the
button,
like button.
rub the notification bell, as
Yeah.
Ryan always likes to say. Comment down below, interact with us, all that YouTube stuff. But yeah, is there anything else you want to bring up about this, Ryan?
No, I'm excited. More space. Space,
Yes.
space, space.
Space, 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 space. Space. All right. Thanks for stopping by Square Box Games, guys. Goodbye.